What is up? Getting glare. Is that from the light? It is. Okay. There's a little, I can see it like right over my mouth right now. There's sunshine. little starlets. Let's do that. That should help a little. Okay, this is the stock camera and stock. Um, yeah, stock camera and mic from this laptop. This is a 2015, so still old, but newer than my 2009, 2010. Actually, I think it's a 2010 iBook I have been using out in the garage. It's a, let's see, what is it? It's a MacBook Pro Retina 13-inch, early 2015. It is now a 2.7 gigahertz dual core Intel i5, where the other one is a dual core, a 2.1 Duo, which was an antique. The downside to this is it has only 8 gigs of memory, where the one out there has 16. These are soldered on this particular one. So that's kind of a bummer. The hard drive, I don't care about it. It's a 215, but who cares? So I don't use it for anything really, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the new one. The camera isn't terrible for the stock little camera in the screen. I don't know how the mic is. If anyone's actually listening, let me know. The battery should actually work on this. That's the other problem with the iBook is I can't unplug it. If you unplug it, it goes to the battery in like 10 minutes. As long as it's plugged in, it works fine. But if I unplug it, the battery, if I'm streaming, if I just use the computer, if I'm just sitting like surfing the web, I'll get like a half hour of battery use out of the iBook, maybe an hour. The minute I start streaming, it just sucks the power down. So, yeah. This isn't even new enough to take the latest, greatest operating system, but it is new enough to take, I don't know, what are we using, Montgomery or whatever they call it? What's up, Ian? Audio shouldn't be too bad, right? Picture quality looks all right. Sergio! People want to know. I actually got this laptop from Sergio, that dude right there. Right there. That guy. That guy. He's the one that got it to me. It should work fine. It's only an 8 gig memory, but that should be all right for what I'm using it for. And it's soldered on memory. This is the year they soldered it on, so I can't even kick it up to a 16 or a 32. It is what it is. But that's all right. Again, 8 gig should be fine for this. And it looks all right. And it runs. And it's got a cool, you can't see it, but it's got a cool hippie trippy. He put a, was this your job site? Like you carried it around with you, Sergio? Computer? I'm guessing it was because he's got all the keyboard protectors and the bottom protector, and there's like a really cool hippie trippy freaking pattern like cover on the top of it, which is all freaking awesome. I was gonna go out and buy all that stuff. I was literally getting ready to order it the day it showed up, and I was like, oh, cool! I don't need to order any of that. The only thing I might get is he's got a keyboard cover on it. I might get, there's ones that cover the whole like body, only because I could probably get sawdust in What's up, red light? I get sawdust in around the edge of the trackpad. So I haven't had a problem with the iBook. I mean, it gets in there, but I just vacuum it out every day. I literally, every time I open that thing up, I vacuum it out. I vacuum the keyboard, I vacuum the trackpad, I vacuum all on the joint of the screen where the screen flips up. Like every day I open that iBook, it gets vacuumed. But yeah, this should be okay. I should have cleaned up in here before I started doing this, but it was a spur of the moment thing. Everything's updated. Everything's starting up fine. It works good. Yeah, I do too. All my iPads, I always put, even though it's a knockoff, I always put the big rubbery pads on my iPads. And the only thing I haven't protected is that stupid iBook out there, because that was like a spur of the moment thing, and I didn't figure this thing would last that long. I figured it would have burned out by now, but it still runs. I'm probably going to use this strictly for streaming right now, and I'll still use the iBook for the CNC because it does fine, and you don't need, like, you can do it with a Pi. You can run the CNC with a Pi. I actually was going to run it with a Pi, but I had the iBook. And the iBook's a little better just for input reasons. I don't need a mouse. I don't need a keyboard separate. It's all, compact into one. I was actually thinking about originally when I got that CNC, when you could still get Pis. I was looking at getting one of those Pis that's like built into the keyboard. So then all I would need is a screen. Whatever they call that weird Pi thing that they had out for a while. I don't even know if they still make it. I guess it wasn't very popular. But anyway, so it's streaming, everything's set up. I actually am thinking about trying a new streaming service other than StreamYards. That's very similar. There's some limitations to StreamYards that I don't like, but I believe the other one will allow. Like, one, if I bring guests in, they can't comment in StreamYards to the chat. Where this other one, Ivonuk or something like that, I think it's called. I don't know. I've been looking at it. I think it's a like sister company to StreamYards because I think they both got bought up by whoever bought up StreamYards. But they're slightly different, but they're very similar. So I'd have no problems moving it over and using it. I don't really want to get into the whole OBS thing. It's just, I should, but it's just so much obnoxiousness. It's nice that you can do all the little fancy drop games and everything. And I think that's all cool, but it's just not. I don't have the mentality for maintaining all that crap in software. I would like to do it. And again, I don't think this thing's new enough to do it, to be honest with you. I mean, this is much better than what I had, but it's still far from new. It is a 2015, so it's what, 8 years old? And it's an early 2015. So it could actually be a 2014. They actually give you a date of manufacturer on it. I think it actually will. Systems report. Startup item. System site. Somewhere in here, there is an actual network, hardware, diagnostics. It's past all its stuff. Somewhere on these things, they all tell you everything about it when it was actually manufactured and all that. Dual core Intel Core i5 2.7 number of processors 1, total number of cores 2, L2 cache 256 kilobytes, L3 cache 3 megabytes, Hyper-threading technology enabled. Memory 8 gig. Systems firmware 4.76. OS loader version. Got a support under the beam. Do you guys hear that dingy ding? Like all of my computers dingy dinged all at once because they're all tied together. Got a support under the beam. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. That's illegal, but I ain't gonna bother showing you. But a friend of mine's remodeling his house. He bought a house actually right down the street. He's only like 2 miles away, right over the town border. He's in East Lyme, I'm in Old Lyme, but he's like right there. I could probably get on the roof of my house and see his house. Um, but he took out a structured wall. It's an actual construction, a support wall, and he did it all right. Everything's good. He actually did really good, especially for a homeowner doing it himself. Put a beam in, jack the house up a little bit, put a fake wall in, the support wall for structure, cut everything out, put a massive lamb beam in to stretch the opening. And I think it's only like 12 feet. He's got a 11-inch 3 lamb, so it's good. But he had the jack posts that come down on either side on plywood. So you put all the structure on there, and it's all being held up by plywood. So eventually, the plywood's just going to bow under the weight, if not break, if it gets enough weight. There is a floor up above it, so there's movement weight of people walking around and furniture being moved, and so it'll vibrate and bounce. And I said, you got to go underneath, and wherever that post is, you got to find that post underneath, and you got to put pin weight structure under it. Pin weight is basically, like a beam transfers your pin weight to the posts, and wherever those posts land on the next floor down, you have to continue the weight structure down. Now you can just put a cross beam in, or you can double up floor joists and put a cross beam in, depending on where it lands. He just sent me a picture. He's like, yeah, you probably should. And he put a freaking temporary jack lolly column in. Yeah, I know the other side rests on the foundation. So anyway, it should be okay, but I don't really like what he did there. But what are those fancy blades you put in your planner? Anyway, so this is working. This sounds good. That's all I wanted to do. We have a 15-minute stream. I'm going to go talk to him because I think he needs help. He does need help. Needs all kinds of help. But yeah. Anyway, so this will work. And if I tie it into the camera out there, it'll probably work even better. The camera seems pretty nice. I don't know what the audio is. I'll have to go back and listen. Audio is never great anyways because I always use my earplugs out there. So I'm not blowing out my ears with the tool noise. I need to get a mask. I went to do an Amazon order today and I forgot to order a mask. I ordered everything else, but I want a sawdust mask for sanding because you can hear it. My nose is stuffed because me and my brother were out there sanding for a couple hours yesterday, and it just, even with the vacuums running and everything, there's sawdust in the air, and it bothers my nose because my nose has been broken like, I don't know, 8 times now. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna quit. So you all have a great day. I might stream later. I got doctor's appointment in this miserable weather. If you guys don't know, we're in the middle of a nor'easter storm here in Connecticut and Massachusetts. The good part is literally here on the shore, we're not getting any snow. North like 10 miles, and they've got like 6 inches to a foot of snow already. But here, right on the shore, the sound is too warm because it's been warm all summer or all winter. It's been like a summer for a winter. Um, the air's too warm. The snow falls and it never makes it to the ground. It turns to rain before it hits the ground because the air is just too warm around here from the sound. Because the sound is like 55 degrees already, which is insane for this time of year. Actually, I don't think it's that warm. I think it's in the 40s, but it's stupid warm. The air temperature outside is only 40. It's 42 out, which is, I mean, that's kind of normal for March, but not for a major snowstorm coming up the coast. But anyway, on that note, I'm gonna kill it. This thing seems to be working. Spotlight layout shift 4. Oh, that's because I got the mouse hanging over one. All right, I'm gonna kill it. We got it working. Everything seems to be working, and maybe I'll do a real stream sometime soon. Yeah, I don't like snow either. I hate snow. Snow sucks. So, anyways, you all have a wonderful day.